Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel, Shelly's Millions. Today I thought I would walk everyone through the process of certifying for benefits. I get a lot of questions on some of my other videos. Hey Shelly, what is certifying for benefits? So certifying for benefits is after you have opened a claim. Opening a claim is when you go on to EDD.CA.Gov and you first report that you're either furloughed, laid off, not working, or have had reduced hours at your job. So after you go on and you tell them that you need to claim unemployment insurance benefits, you then are either going to get some paperwork sent to your address that you left on file, or you're going to get an email with further instructions about certifying for benefits. When you certify for benefits, it's basically the process of saying, yeah, I still need that money. Nothing has changed since I first went online and told you that I needed to get unemployment benefits. So I got paperwork asking me to certify the first week. And it's interesting, I've cut some information off again because that's, my super official way to do that. So this is the form that I got, and actually it says continued claim. And I got this even on my very first week, even though at that point it wasn't a continued claim, it was like my first claim. So that's what that form looks like that you're going to certify for benefits. And then there's some questions on there that you're going to answer. Again, since this is for my first, it's actually your first 2 weeks, you certify for 2 weeks at a time that you're still not employed. So the first time I did this, I was able to go ahead and go online and do it. Now you can only go ahead and do it online if one of two things happen. One, you got that email that you can just click the link from the email to certify for benefits and register for UI online. Or two, if you got another piece of mail that has a 10-digit account number on it. If you got that, you can also log in and create an account that way. It's my understanding that a lot of people did not get that piece of mail with that 10-digit account number on it. I did. So that's how I went online to certify for my benefits. A lot of my coworkers, especially people that filed after March 16th for benefits, they did not get the paper with their account number. Instead, they just got an email that contained a link that takes them directly to the website to create an account. Okay, so you would think that once you've created an account like I did, because this is going to be my second time certifying for benefits, that it would be easier to log in. Not so much. Okay, so first, when you go to log in to UI Online, on the upper right-hand corner, it's going to say log in. You're going to click that, and you would think that it would take you right to where you can type in your username, your email, your password, whatnot. It does not. So it's going to first take you to, am I on the right page? So it doesn't do that. Basically, you're going to have to click through about 4 different screens to where you're going to log on. So again, today is April 12th. It's Sunday. It appears that you're going to certify for benefits every like on a 2-week time cycle, and it's always going to be Sunday. You don't have to do it that exact day. I want to say that I had like until May 5th or something to go on and certify for this 2-week period, but I don't want there to be any delays on my money. So as soon as I can certify, I'm going on and certifying. Once you initially set up your account, there's also an option to use UI Mobile. I haven't tried that out yet, but I'll definitely make a follow-up video to this where I take you through that process as well, let you know how easy that is. I know a lot of people don't have PC computers anymore, so maybe if some of you know if it's easy or the same, go ahead and drop a comment in the comment section below. Okay, so after you go through like 4 screens, it's like you click login on the right-hand side, then it says benefits programs online. And like on the left-hand side is the section for employers, and on the right-hand side is the section for individuals who need to access their account. So from there, you're going to click login or register, and you still can't enter your login or register information. From there, it takes you to a screen that says access benefit program online, login or register. From there, you're going to click that, and then finally, you can log in with your email. You're going to check a box that says you're not a robot, and that finally gets you to UI Online. So why you have to click 3 notification or like 3 screens that all say login, login, login is a bit confusing to me. If anybody is listening from the California EDD, like, you guys can let me know. Or if anybody used to work for them and they know, that would be helpful, because I don't really want to click through that many screens just to do what I'm going to do anyway, which is enter my email and prove that I'm not a robot. Also, California EDD, you guys have some serious problems with your phone answering abilities, and girl over here is out of work and looking, because you're making me look. I hope to go back to my old job, and I definitely will, but my old job was more a nighttime thing. I could, like, you know, keep my EDD gig as well as go back to my old job once that's possible. But, you know, you guys could set up a line to forward on over to my cell phone, and I'd be happy to, you know, take some calls. So if you're hiring, leave me a comment in the comments down below, because I also couldn't figure out how to apply for a job with California EDD from their website either. But clearly they need some help. Okay, so enough on that little rant. So after you're finally logged in, you're gonna go to your UI Online account, and from there, you're gonna click, or you're gonna see a thing that says notifications. And from there, if it's your day to certify for benefits, you're gonna click certify for benefits. And there's gonna be, like, it takes you through week number 1, and then it's gonna take you through week number 2. So for me, week number 1, I'm certifying that I still needed benefits for March 29th through April 4th of 2020. And so for that first week, I'm going to go through the questions. I'm going to let you know how I answered them. The questions are the same on the hard paper form as they are online. So I'm going to read off of this what those questions were. I did already certify earlier, so I'm not taking you through in real time when I did this. Maybe I'll do that when I certify online through the mobile website in another video. We'll see. All right. So question 1, were you too sick or injured to work? The answer for me is no. All right, so question 2 is, was there any reason other than sickness or injury that you could not have accepted full-time work each workday? This is the one that I get a lot of questions about on my other video. Like, all of us pretty much are at home right now because we're on mandatory stay-at-home orders. So yes, that's why we're not looking for work. There's another reason, you know, other than sickness or injury, and that's because our government has told us to stay at home. Don't answer that question yes. Or, okay, I'm not going to tell you what to do. I did not answer that question yes, even though we all know that. So basically, from what I can tell, like, you know, this is an old form. Sometimes they say when they've last been updated. This one does not appear to say that. Revision 504. I don't know if that's a date it was revised. Anyway, whatever. These forms don't get updated like all that frequently, and when they do, you know, there's a lot of like legal jargon that has to go into. It's got to be approved by a bunch of people. So this form is not designed for the current situation. Like, and it doesn't actually tell you this on the hard paper form, but when you go to fill out and certify for benefits online, there's like a drop, there's like, you know, one of those question marks next to that question where you can like expand it. And some of the examples it gives you is like no transportation, no child care, I was on vacation. And even though some of those things might be true for some of you, like, it's kind of like you got to put no to this question. At least that's what I put. I put no. You do what you want, but I put no. So question 2 again, was there any reason other than sickness or injury that you could not have accepted full-time work each workday? No. And I hope that they update their system to reflect the current situation soon, so that they kind of know that that's what's going on, and that that's why we're not answering yes to that question, because intuitively, when we know that we're on stay-at-home orders, yes, that's the reason why we're not looking for work. But when you look at some of the other options in the drop down, or that it gives you when you hit that question mark, I answer that question no, because it seemed like, this questionnaire is designed for when there's not something like this going on. So I went ahead and gave it the answer that I thought would not hold up receiving my benefits. I want to make it clear that I don't know if that's the right choice. I hope that doesn't mess me up later. Just like a lot of these things probably are going to come with that disclaimer. I'm not entirely sure if I'm doing it right. I'm just doing it the way that to me made sense to not hold up getting my benefits. Number 3, did you look for work? Okay, this is another one of those questions when I'm certifying that I'm getting a lot of questions on my videos about, because since a lot of us are furloughed and we're intending on going back to our old jobs, why would we look for work? Like, we have a job, hopefully that we love, that we're going to be going back to. So why would I look for work right now under those circumstances? But again, my form actually says, I wrote it down, or like it doesn't say on the form, but it says online. It says, for me, I actually have a requirement. It says work search requirements. You must be able and available for work and look for full-time work each week. Now, my boss, he waited till more details of the stimulus plan came out. So he filed about a week after I did. Again, I filed on Monday, March 16th, and that was before there was any talk about like different circumstances or any talk of the stimulus plan. That was right before that. So maybe that's why it's saying it for me. It's worded a little bit differently for him. I can't remember exactly what he told me, but it doesn't say that he must look for work. That's not in his work requirement, but it is in mine. So since it says I must look for work, I clicked that I looked for work, and I am looking for work. It's not because I don't love my company. It's not because I don't want to go back to work once we're reopened. It's because my California EDD benefits claim says that I have to. So I don't want to do anything that would delay getting my benefit amount. So here I am. So I'm kind of just going on websites to other businesses that are in my industry and, poking around and seeing if they're hiring. Now, every business in my industry is closed, so none of them are hiring. So again, when you do this on the paper form, it doesn't have this option exactly. Well, it wants you to go on the back. If you do it by paper, it wants the date that you applied, the company name, the company address, the person contacted, type of work applied for, and the results. And it's similar online when you're certifying for benefits online. So you put the date that you applied, and for me, just to be consistent, I'm looking on Saturday. So for the first week, I poked around on another company's website on Saturday, April 4th. I put the name of the company. For type of work, I put any, but I did not need to know the person that I contacted since I looked online, and I did not need to know like the company address, and I didn't need to know the company phone number. So how it asks you that is the very first one is name of person. You skipped that. Then it asks you to list the website that you went on to apply. So it's just going to be like www.spacex.com or www.tesla.com, or you get the idea. Wherever it is that you looked for employment online, that's where you're just going to put their website. And then then you're going to skip the phone number, you're going to skip the mailing address, or at least that's what I did because I only looked online. If you went in person, if you called somebody, if you have that information, go ahead and put that. Then it also says at the very bottom, it says, do you have additional work search records to report? I put no. And that's that. Okay, then, so question 4 is, did you refuse any work? And I put no, because I have not refused any work. Question 5. Did you begin attending any kind of school or training? Again, for me, that answer is no, and so that's what I put. Question 6, did you work or earn any money, whether you were paid or not? If yes, you must complete items A and B below. And then question A is enter earnings before deductions here. Question B is report employment or source of earnings information below. And so again, it doesn't necessarily say this on the hard copy form, but when you hit the question mark online, some of the things that you could potentially receive extra earnings for would be like if your employer gave you holiday pay, if your employer cashed out your 401k, it looks like. If your employer gave you some in lieu of pay. It just looks like a lot of different sources for potential income that it wants you to report that wouldn't necessarily be paid as hourly wages or salaried wages. So again, my answer for 6 was no, because I did not earn any extra money. Now, there's a slight difference on the form, on the paper form, because on the paper form, you've got week 1 and week 2 right next to each other. And so then there's a question 7 and 8. When you go online, you just deal with 1 week at a time. And so from there, you actually have to, I mentioned that I looked for work. Question 6, oh, that's when it kind of expands. It asks for week 1 clarification. To question 6, it says, you indicated you did not work or earn money. Did you receive other types of income? Then that's where it lists all those other possibilities. And you have to check a box that you did not receive that. Week 2, it goes through those same questions. And for week 2, when it says like what day you looked for work, again, I'm looking for work on Saturdays. So that was Saturday, April 11th that I looked for work. Again, I just went on a website and they're not hiring because they're closed. So that was all I put. But then after you answer the first 6 questions under week 2, then you're going to answer question number 7. This is the one I get a lot of questions about on some of my other videos as well. Check if you want federal tax withheld. So that's a personal decision for you. At this point, as far as I know, we are going to owe federal tax on that either now or at the end of the year. I'm choosing yes, that I do want the federal taxes withheld, so I am checking that box. But again, that's a personal decision. That's entirely up to you how you handle that. And then there's a question 8, which is, it's just a box that you check if you've had a change in address or phone number. All right, so now you're pretty much almost to the last steps of the certification. You're gonna hit next. It asks you again, like the work search question. It asks you if you want to report any additional work search records. I chose no. Then you click next. Then it gives you the clarification again on if you earned any extra types of earnings. And it's interesting because one of my last videos, I was just talking about how you do not need to report a cash out or a withdrawal from your 401k as earnings, but I'm actually wondering after seeing this question, because it does say retirement funds distribution. So I'm wondering if that's going to count, if that does need to count if you report it. That worries me a little bit and may affect my decision as to whether I cash out my 401k or not. I think one of the other options for additional earnings was, it said something like additional unemployment benefits or extended unemployment benefits. It indicated maybe something in regards to that extra $600, and I'm going to get to that in a second. So after I certified that I had not received any extra money at this time, I clicked next. Then there's a little box. You're gonna check that for the acceptance of statement. Then you enter your zip code and you hit submit. Oh, and here's the fun part, guys. I had a little box pop up to rate my experience. EDD, California, now might not be the time for that. I didn't choose very poor, because, you know, I'm getting my money, so I'm happy about that. But I just chose regular poor. And then it like asks you to tell it why. And it's like limit 250 characters. On other websites that are like, I don't know, better maintained maybe, when it tells you that you're limited to 250 characters, it just stops you from typing after 250 characters. And then you're like, oh, it's too long and I have to change it. So it took me like 4 or 5 tries, because it just lets you type on and on. It lets you ramble. You don't know how many characters you're at. I don't know if you could tell, I'm a little bit of a rambler. So I rambled on a little bit about all the reasons why I thought that my UI online experience was just poor. And I typed more than 250 characters each time, but it doesn't stop you, so I didn't know. My reasons for telling it was poor was I didn't like having to click through the login screen 4 different times to actually get to where I could log on. I'm frustrated because I'm not supposed to have to look for work since I'm furloughed, but there's no way for me to tell the system that. And then lastly, I went on about how it should have just stopped me at 250 characters if that's all I'm allowed. And I would figure it out when I noticed it wasn't typing any more letters. Anyway, so I did submit the survey on that. I'm sure they know. I don't know if anybody's ever looking at that part of it right now. Everybody's having a tough time with this though, but you know, maybe they can use that feedback for next time. Okay, let's see here. From there, it takes you back to the UI online page, and you're gonna hit that little home icon that literally looks like a little house. There's a red button that says notification, and that said, for me, it says certification received, which is good. And then under that, there's like a little green button for claims summary. For me, that still says weekly benefit amount $450. And if you've stayed to the end of this video, I appreciate you so much. And one of the questions, and I'm going to look again tomorrow, make another video tomorrow, Monday. I have not got that extra $600. There's some talk of getting that money today. And I've heard that some people actually got that money today. So after hearing that, I got my little B of A, EDD, benefit debit card, and I entered my information there online. And I was like, whoa, there's gonna be $600 there. No, not $600 there. So if you guys got it today, that's great. Let me know in the comments. I'm curious how many people got it today versus how many people didn't get it today. Maybe it's because like I don't have, maybe it's people who are on like a different weekly schedule. Like maybe people who had to certify last Sunday, April 5th, maybe those people got it today, because I think it's going back to March, it's starting March 29th. So for me, I'm just certifying the week that started March 29th. So maybe I'm not getting it. But however, for me, it says my weekly benefit amount is $450. So there's no indication for me that I'm going to be getting an extra $600. It's just a mystery. So I'm going to check tomorrow. From there, like I like to click the claim history, and it does show that my first 2 weeks were paid, and they were. That was fine at the $450 rate minus taxes, which was $405 times 2 weeks, which was $810. And then after certifying today, it just kind of says it's like pending or something like that. So did I actually write that down in my notes? It basically just says it's pending. So I can't, you know, it's not paid. I'm hoping that it's going to add that extra $600 in there for both weeks, and then I'll be getting some more funds tomorrow morning. So I'm going to check tomorrow morning, because I have heard that now that I have my Bank of America EDD debit card, that now that I certified today, people are telling me it's like basically going to be there tomorrow morning. So that's kind of what I'm expecting. I'm looking forward to that. Just another update for those of you that are watching this to the end. First of all, thank you so much. I also have not got my $1,200 stimulus money. That's not in my account. My understanding is that people that had credit unions got that money a little bit faster. I'm also hoping that that's there for me tomorrow in the morning. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to check my Bank of America EDD debit card. I'll be checking my bank account to see if anything got direct deposited there for the stimulus. I'm hoping to have some breathing room when I look at my finances in the morning. Okay, everybody, thank you for watching to the end. If you liked this video, if you're finding this content useful, please like, comment, subscribe, share the video, hit the notification bell. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for going on this journey with me. I'm sorry we're going on this journey together, but I hope we're going to get through it. If you celebrate Easter, today is Easter, and happy Easter. And I look forward to sharing with you the outcome of what's in my EDD card tomorrow in the morning. Maybe nothing. Maybe it still does take a little while to load on there, but I'm going to let you know. All right. And to those of you that do want to invest in the stock market, I'm going to link below to my Webull link. I really like that platform. And if you've never used it before and you make an initial deposit of $100, you get 2 free stocks, one of which could be valued up to $1,400. And if you use my link, please let me know which stocks you got. And also use my link. Don't use the link of people that are already millionaires. Help me reach my goals. Help me be a millionaire. That's why you also want to subscribe to my channel and interact, engage with it. That helps more people find me and help me to reach my goals. I certainly hope all of you reach your goals, and have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching Shelly's Millions.